So we were sitting here doing our pre-plan, and then some breaking news came across
some
the
breaking
board.
news came up involving our favorite neo-Nazi, Kanye West. Kanye West. And I use neo-Nazi ironically because, he is pretty pro-black, but he's very pro-white about being pro-black. He's easily the most pro-white of the pro-blacks. You know what I'm saying? But check this out. Kanye West's ex-executive personal assistant, which I don't know the difference between an executive personal assistant and just a regular personal assistant.
It's Kanye. It takes probably like 5-6 assistants
to manage his moods.
Yeah.
All right. But Kanye West's ex-executive personal assistant claims he gave her the boot after sending her vile sexual texts and videos, which, not gonna lie, I feel like that comes with the territory. I feel like I would get vile sexual videos and texts being Kanye West's assistant. Not even from him. Like, he would just find like certain Pornhub links that he finds hilarious and send them to.
He did that in the Adidas meeting room. Like, he brought in his porn of his favorite porn star and said that this is how I feel when y'all don't let me put my sneakers out.
Fucked.
Yeah,
that's pretty eloquent.
That's not helping him. Is there more to the report?
Oh, of course. So, Lauren Piscata. I swear to God, Kanye, you love the white women. You love the white women. You love Italianos a lot.
Yeah, that's obviously
Piscata.
An Italian name.
Piscata.
Yeah.
Pisciata. Oh, God, that's super Italian.
Pisciata.
Jesus Christ. Lauren Pisciata says in her lawsuit she was an OnlyFans model. Okay, so you're already not qualified to be an executive assistant. So this is kind of crazy.
Well, I can't say she's not qualified. It's just why Kanye is qualifying her.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because like she could be very well qualified. These you know what I'm saying?
I don't think she could be very well qualified. She could have the qualifications, but if she was very well qualified, she would just be an executive assistant somewhere else. She wouldn't have been an OnlyFans model, then became an executive assistant.
So you're saying how she got here was probably an unqualified way?
Oh, clearly, because executive assistants that don't do OnlyFans are just executive assistants.
Yeah.
Like, they just have the credentials to do that.
We're kind of getting both to the same place in the sense of I'm willing to bet Kanye, her OnlyFans had something to do with why Kanye hired her.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But now, man, like, OnlyFans is made just showing your box so mainstream. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure there's some Harvard students with OnlyFans.
Oh no, there's definitely there's definitely some
Harvard whores.
Definitely some
I can see it now.
Harvard hoochies, baby.
You know what I'm saying? There's probably mad. Just there's Harvard harlots.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Harvard hounds. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Harvard hunchbacks. I'm sure there's many different fetish. I'm gonna do my research on that when I get home.
Please do. But she was an OnlyFans model who posted a bunch of bikini and lingerie pics and was super successful, making $1 million a year. Now, here's my problem with that, right? They always say that, oh, this OnlyFans model was super successful. She made $1 million in a year. Now, I haven't made $1 million in a year, but don't call me successful because I make $1 million in 1 year. That's a lottery win. That does not make me successful. Okay? If I win the lottery one time, you can't say that I'm successful. You can say that I'm lucky, but you can't say that I'm successful. Success is doing it over and over and over and then being able to transition out of whatever initial business and do it again.
That's actually a fun stat to get into that I'd like to talk to. I'd like to do a survey amongst OnlyFans models on what the consistency rate is in pay. Like,
it's not very consistent at all.
You know what I mean? I guess it depends on the person, but like, I am curious in that if there was a $1 million spike, if she makes $1 million consistently, you know what I'm saying?
Like, was the $1 million during COVID? Because that makes sense if the $1 million was during COVID. But since I can go outside, I may want to go to the club. I may want to go to an actual strip club instead of spending that on OnlyFans.
Because I'm thinking, like, you know what I mean? If you're making $1 million a year, why do you need to be Kanye's assistant?
This goes back to my point. Like, it was in this chicken and the egg debate. The OnlyFans modeling was definitely the egg.
Yeah. Let's get to the Tito. What did she say he did? He sent her pictures.
Okay, hold on. Kanye hired Lauren in July 2021. So we're getting to the crux of this. July 2021, COVID was happening. There were still COVID restrictions. So we're kind of getting to where this $1 million
Yeah,
We're trying.
yeah.
The evidence is kind of speaking this. It's telling the story. It's telling the story. All right. So Kanye hired this woman in July 2021 after meeting her when he was putting together his fashion line. She says she also collaborated with him and worked with him on 3 songs on Donda. Now, I don't.
This bitch had writer's credits.
What is going on here? What is going on here?
Donda's a masterpiece. Son.
Listen, you can't.
Donda's a masterpiece,
bro.
Nigga.
Here's my thing. I know for a fact because other rappers have talked about this. Kanye will have women just come in the studio and get naked. You can't. Yes, that is a well-known fact that Kanye West will, when he's recording, he'll have chicks just come into the studio, get naked.
So hold on, I just want to. So where does do they have anything about the context of where the texting started, the photos, the pictures, like, because like they're doing a lot of detail painting, but like, what did he do wrong? You know what I'm saying?
Well, apparently he gave her the boot. He fired her after sending her a bunch of lewd texts and videos, right? So essentially, he was trying to, he was being a little bit too forward, right, in terms of how he was coming on, and
he pulled the Vince McMahon.
He pulled it. Well, worse, because Vince McMahon actually promised money. She actually had a job, like she actually had a position, and after the sexual violation was unrequited. You know what I'm saying? He gave her the boot. So it was a little bit more despicable because she actually had some kind of job security. I'm sure she was glad to be Kanye West's executive assistant after doing OnlyFans because that money's not consistent.
Yeah, and see, do you know the reason why I can believe this is like, all right, here's the thing, right? What I get from this headline is that, everybody right now is like, there's celebrities that are worried about not being associated with Diddy right now.
Yes.
Right, which we'll get to more Diddy in a minute, but everybody is. It's not just about who did what wrong, who did wrong right now. It's not just about like what you did. It's about what you co-signed. So it's a very sensitive time right now when it comes to the whole SA allegations. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is, it doesn't sound to me like outside of maybe wrongful termination that he did anything necessarily creepy. Like, it seems to me as if he hired her on some
on the basis of her, being sexually attracted. Yes,
I'm sorry, but that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
And it just sounds like, once he realized he wasn't going to get none, he fired her. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing, right?
Or he got some and then fired her. There's always that.
Because like, the way I'm looking at it is like, we've all overpromised a girl at some point in our life that we were sexually pursuing. You know what I'm saying?
It comes with the territory.
When you have that much money, a job, I could easily see being one of those things. And it doesn't mean that he was right for that.
Yeah.
But I said all that to say this, although it doesn't sound to me like he did anything assaulty in a sense, you know what I mean? Like, it seems like shoot your shot shoot your shot gone wrong.
Yeah.
When it comes to Ye. I gotta say, I do believe her to have the right evidence to support what she's accusing him of in the sense of wrongful termination. Because I remember Kanye around this time, you know what I'm saying? He was letting crazy text messages leak. You know what I'm saying? Like when the dude overslept. There was an engineer that overslept for a Kanye session, and Kanye didn't just fire him. He told him go find God. You know what I mean?
Well, it's kind of funny because that comes up.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, that comes up.
So, all right, continue reading.
All right, so after he hired her, a year later, she says he came to her and wanted her to be godlike and asked her to delete her OnlyFans account and promised to pay her $1 million a year if she did so. She says she agreed. Now, I don't believe that only because of the fact that what part of that is believable? To a woman, you believe that she would be, I can't even, gullible enough to believe that a rapper would pay her $1 million a year to delete something that doesn't even affect him?
Yeah, because Prince used to do shit like that. Prince used to walk in the club and give a girl $10,000 to get off the pole and go home. You know what I mean?
Jesus
And
Christ.
and Kanye has
These niggas-
referenced Prince multiple times. That's a known story.
Well, I mean, yeah, but Prince was a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah,
like he didn't
but-
even believe in birthdays.
Yeah, but Kanye is presenting himself as if to be a born again type dude. You know, he speaks out against abortion.
Mhm.
He does a lot of quote unquote religious things. I'll say he supports a lot of quote unquote religious movements. You know what I'm
I
saying?
gotta say, side note, man, rest in peace to Prince. That's kind of simpy. It's a little simpy.
He just,
A little simpy.
you know, he was at a party and he said, "What would it take for you to go home?" So like,
Yeah.
I can see it because you know what it is like Kanye is an artist. He's an artist.
Yeah, things mean something different.
We've always seen him create off of muse.
Yeah.
I mean, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy being a muse of, you know, the muse that was lost in the sense of Amber Rose. You know, even the Donda album, his mother's a muse, you know, and this like, so I can see him becoming. Remember when he had talks about pursuing Kim Kardashian, he was like, I looked at Don C and said, I'm a marry Kim Kardashian. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He seems like he gets worked up in his head about women, you know, and like you gotta think about it, like, because if she goes with this, it's swag.
Yeah.
Think about the story. If she goes with it, it's I saw her doing OnlyFans. I paid her $1 million a year to get rid of it. I hired her as my assistant. She moved up to my manager, and now we married. That sounds like a Kanye story. And then if you think about it, remember, this is 2021. Not too much later after that, he was walking around with the new wife, getting head in Italy, doing all this type of stuff. Like, this is right up the nigga's alley. I want you to be godlike. Because he wants a porn star. He just wants a porn star that doesn't hurt his ego or his image.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Which... good luck with that. Like, at that point, motherfucker, just be like Trump. Like, that's just goofy.
But before we go any deeper into it, because we've been here for a while, just what is your opinions on the whole scenario in the sense of what this means for Kanye, or does this change anything? Like, how do you feel about this whole thing?
How do I feel? I mean,
because a lot of this is, I'm sorry, a lot of this is her trying to cash out on defamation of public image, even if it is true.
Yeah. I mean, so I feel essentially like that. Like, I feel like, listen, there's a lot of people. I'm not gonna say women in this specific. There's a lot of people who get fired for a bunch of bullshit reasons, and they don't feel the need to sue the company. They don't feel the need to do anything, even if they have the same amount of evidence. They don't feel the need to go through all of this shit. So I always find it a little bit weird when people who are placed in the same exact situation as they would in Applebee's, being an Applebee's waitress, going through the same exact shit. Like, they now they're with Kanye West, and now they feel the need to bring this out into the public and bring this out into the light. Like, y'all, like girls don't care when this shit happens and it's the manager at Applebee's.
Yeah.
They don't care when it's the manager at DSW.
Nor do niggas.
Nor do niggas
care when it's Diddy.
Yeah, exactly. Nor do niggas for the most part. Exactly. No, I agree. But when it's Diddy or when it's and then side note, a male escort came out and was talking about things that did, like, bro, you're a male escort, you're a gigolo. Chill out. What are you talking about? You already potentially fuck women and men for money. Cut it out.
When the drug dealer gets robbed and tells the cops.
Like, bro, this shit is ridiculous, bro. Like, God damn, there's not even honor among being unhonorable anymore.
So what are you saying in totality?
In totality, I believe, like, there's no honor in anything, even being unhonorable. Like, even like Ebenezer Scrooge was a piece of shit, and he didn't care how people felt about it. Like, he was just a piece of, like, he just was a piece of shit. Like, that's just how it was. And there are certain rich people like that stand on business. They're just like, nah, I'm a rich, selfish piece of shit. Don't try to be like the type of person who will do things for money or do things for clout or do things to be morally bankrupt. But then when some shit happens to you, you now all of a sudden you're principled. Don't do that shit, bro. Don't do that shit.
Convenient morality.
Yes, selective outrage. Shout out to Chris Rock. Selective outrage. A lot of you motherfuckers have selective outrage. It boggles my fucking mind. You have selective outrage towards things that morally you don't stand 10 toes down on anyway. It's weird.
I have a feeling we're gonna come back to this Kanye thing. We got a nasty list to get through.
It's been a nasty year.
Let's move on to the next.
Yeah.